Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome to today's Power Hour, brought to you by WealthBuildersHQ.com. This is Robert Roy, your host. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let me know that you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and type the number 1 in the chat box down below to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. There is nothing worse than talking to myself for the next hour or so. All right. Let's see if I can't make that chat box a little bit bigger there, so I can actually see it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to jump in. Keep in mind that everything we look at today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is really meant to be advice or recommendations. All right, so what do we got going on? Shortened month, right? So this month we got Monster Market Movers coming up on the 15th. I'm looking forward to that. I just finalized all our lists today. We got some great candidates on there. Trading You, we do that twice a month. Is Trading You. That's the next one coming up is December 17th. Patterns in a Flash, December 27th. And then on December 29th is Covered Call Explorer Bonus Q&A. We're going to do a brand new training in there where it's going to be live training that I'm going to do 5 bonus sessions. I've got them already scheduled out. 1 in December, 4 in January. That would make 5. We're going to actually walk through and go through all the details of what covered calls are and how they work, give you an opportunity to ask all the questions. To go through what naked puts are, what my Wheel of Fortune is, iron condors, diagonal spreads, 5 different trainings that we're going to walk through. Each one, notice it's got a start time, 8 p.m. It doesn't have an end time. If it takes us a half an hour and I answer all your questions, awesome. If it takes us 6 hours, awesome. Whatever it takes, I will be there to answer all the questions for that. My admins are going like, no, not 6 hours starting at 8 o'clock at night. And those of you that are on the other part of the world and it's earlier for you, you're like, yeah, that's cool, no problem. I'm in India. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. That's good for me. Go as long as you want. You got Power Hour coming up each and every Monday. Trading Coaches Playbook is Fridays at noon, kind of bookend the month. And then this week, December 16th, we've got another Covered Calls Uncovered. I know I said I wasn't doing another one, but last week, guys, we had so many people in there. So many were not able to get in. We got all kinds of emails. I couldn't get in. I was blocked. I got kicked out and I couldn't get back in again. I froze. So we decided to put one more on, but we're done after this. I'm not putting another one of these on. It's a lot of work on my part to plan. So we've got one more coming up on the 16th, which is this week, and that's at 8 o'clock. Pop, Covered Call Explorer, E-mini Think Tank are all on the regularly scheduled program. But what is the regular scheduled program for Covered Call Explorer? Well, it's no longer Sunday. It is now Thursday. I do it Thursday evening, get it out to you Thursday. It's brand new. We started it last week. I can't give you an exact time that it's going to make it there by. On the weekends, I say Sunday by 2 p.m., I'll have it done. And the reason I can't give you an exact time is I don't know how long it's taking at night with, waiting for updates in the market and so forth. But I did the one this week, this last week for this week's trading, and by 6 o'clock, 6:30 or so it was out. So that was pretty good, actually. But the reason I do it on Thursday now is on Friday, you could look to sell next week's covered calls, and I'll explain this in the upcoming event on the 29th. But you've got time value deterioration that takes place Friday into Saturday, Saturday into Sunday, and Sunday into Monday. Almost 3 full days of time value deterioration, minus 6.5 hours, that the option loses just because you sold it on Friday, and now here it is on Monday. It's a beautiful thing. Right? So that's why we switched it over. And then E-mini Think Tank also on a regular schedule for this week. All right, here's our follow us page. Please do follow along with the various social media platforms that we have, keeping up with everything that we do here. And then here's the 5 strategies on for covered calls. That's part of what we do in Covered Call Explorer. Afternoon, say hey. So go ahead and jot that down. There are some very attractive prices on it right now. Prices had gone up. We backed them down for this month for what we're calling our early bird because we introduced quarterly and then made some of the shifts, so much to the point that we actually have a press release going out on the changes to Covered Call Explorer. So we made changes where we added a quarterly. We made changes by adding iron condors, by adding Wheel of Fortune. So there's a lot more meat inside of there. Plus the live trainings we're doing are a huge part of it. So Clarice dropped a link in there. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, no, don't want to do that yet. So what trades did you do today? How is your trading going so far? Let me know. Drop it down in the comment section there and let me know how your trades are doing. Brenda, of course, crushed it on the Qs again, right? Just destroyed it. Jeff's like, yay, when I talked about the shift over to Thursdays. Alan said, amazing Amazon. Nice, Patty. 65% in 40 minutes on Roku. Yeah, baba boom. Bada boom, right? That's a Bruce Willis movie, right? Bada boom. Bada boom. The Fifth Element. PayPal on the launch pad. Ed, $1,545.80. All right, baby, you got it. Here comes the hammer, right? Ooh, that looks pretty cool, right? It's funny, I'm spinning it. I see the delay happening. I'm already stopped and the hammer's still going on the screen. So congrats. Great day, Ed, huh? What a great day for you. That is awesome. That is fantastic. Beautiful. Well, many of you know Amelia is our head trader here, and she focuses on the various strategies that she trades, and she sends out email alerts to her students every single day, every trading day. They get alerts. And these are from the alerts of what she sent out today. She's an amazing trader. She really is. So the very first one is on Dollar Tree, DLTR. So she did 3 contracts on there. So this was a vertical spread, right? You can see at the very bottom, 940, and then 945 was the exit. So she got in a vertical spread at 940. She took in 39 cents of credit. It's not huge credit, but we're looking at a $1 spread. Do you understand? Is there a calculator on this thing here? Let's see. I think that's calculator right there. Let's try it. More time. Maybe not. Oh, I don't need the function key. Okay. So watch. Cash in is 0.39. That's how you do a rate of return. Cash in my pocket, 39 cents. Divided by the difference of your strikes, which is $1 minus your credit. So that leaves me 61 cents divided by 0.61, right? 64% rate of return, 64% rate of return on that setup, guys. Killing it. Absolutely killing it. Did I go too far? I did. I didn't mean to hit the screen there. So don't look at it. I just had this conversation. We just did a video here last week in our office. It'll be getting out on social media shortly on rate of return, where people look at rate of return and say, oh, it isn't worth it. I'm only making 15 cents or 30 cents or 20 cents, whatever the number is. And it's not a matter of how much you're making. It's a matter of what happens as far as rate of return goes. If you get a 35% rate of return, you're killing it. You're crushing it with a 35% rate of return, right? That's in 5 or 6 minutes. It's awesome. It's a phenomenal rate of return. All right, here's another one. And you guys keep dropping them in. Keep dropping yours in. I want to know. Don't stop, folks. Put your trades in. So here we've got Twilio, right? TWLO. We use Twilio in our business. We trade Twilio. I love Twilio. They're a good company, right? We did another vertical spread on Twilio. 3 contracts again. Amelia sold, and this was a call spread, so bear call spread. She sold the 267.5, 270 call spread for a credit of $1.45. And that was at 9:38 this morning. At we'll call it 50. 12 minutes later, she got out of the trade by giving 70 cents back. 70, 80, 90, $1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 75 cents. 75 cents per contract, 11 or 12 minutes, right? 75 cents per share. 1 contract, $75. 3 contracts, $225. $225, right? Just make sure I check my math. Looking left when I'm doing it. $225 in 11 minutes. Go ahead and annualize that puppy out for me and tell me what that does to you. You won't get that kind of return, but you get the idea, right? That is a great rate of return. Phenomenal job on that, Amelia. Congrats. Lots of news coming through. Lots of congrats coming through here. Jones had Facebook calls this AM up $730 in 7 minutes. How do you beat it? Great job, Joan. Fantastic. I am stoked. Guys, how many of you are able to get into the market mornings with me each and every day? 8:30 a.m. is when we start. I know Alan is in there most days. and so forth. But just give me a 1 if you are. I don't get to see everybody's name. Doesn't kind of work that way. Only when people ask questions. I know Patty's in there. Jim, Dory, good. Okay. So a couple of you. Nice. So Joan, by the way, Joan just sold her Apple calls for a $1 profit. There you go. Jeff, yes. Yeah, I get it, Will. Got kids to take care of, man. That's what happens, you know? Good, say hey. Excellent. Yep, I saw you in there this morning. Say hey. And I know that if you ask questions, if Jeff makes a comment or someone says that they're here when I ask, can you guys hear me? Then I know from that, right? Well, let's see. Yeah, I will, Patricia. Give me a second. I'll do that. All right, I will do that. So every morning I come up with a list. Here's my list. All right, a lot of candidates today, a ton of candidates today. I write out the symbol, the news, and why I'm looking at them, whether they have weekly or monthly options. And then I don't write the trade setup because I don't go through them before we start. I look at the announcement, I look at what they're up in the pre-market, and that's what makes it on my list, right? And then from there, I come up and say I would do a credit spread or I'd buy a call. I'm looking at this particular spread or this particular strike. I want to see the stock do this first before I buy a call or a put. And I go through the details of what we're looking at in there. Today was a big list because we had 6 companies get added or getting added to the NASDAQ. PANW, Power Option Plays students, right? That's awesome for us. More volume in there. PANW is one of them that are getting added. I'm very excited about that. Airbnb, although I don't like them as a company to do business with, I have had a bad experience with them. I think they're a great trading company, right? So, and there are a couple of others as well. 5 companies are coming off of the list. I think all of them only had monthly options, so I'm not very excited there. But those ones that are getting added to, every mutual fund, every ETF that tracks the NASDAQ has to buy those stocks in proportion. So there's an automatic boost on those companies taking place. Well, I start off each morning now with going over the trades from the previous day, from the previous update. We had multiple trades go off. I did not have the time to go through all of them, and I'm just going to breeze through them here today. But Lululemon was one of them, right, from last week. So we wound up buying a put on Lululemon on Friday. For Friday, it expired Friday, the 425 put, and we picked up over $6, $6.50 on that put option. So if you just did that one trade and you just did one contract and you just put that one trade on, $650 for that trade. Right, Costco is another one. We bought a call, the 530 call. We're up $14. It ran as high as on the close. It was $18. I only got it to 14, and we were able to get out of Costco at $14. We love it. I mean, I'm a big Costco fan. Period. And then Avago, we did the 600-605 bull put spread for $1.05 credit, and that one expired worthless. Right. From today, I talk about there are some ones I like a lot. Apple is a good one. I'm always a fan of Apple. Dollar Tree, there's one crazy investor right now, big investor, that's trying to throw the whole board out, wants to become the chairman of the board, and has given no clear direction of how he's going to turn the business around. But hey, you should do what I say because I'm a big shareholder. But I think they're good. Hog, which is Harley Davidson, Mr. Paul, this is for you. Hog, my friend Paul, Mr. Paul, he's not with us any longer, but a big Harley fan, dreamed of the 4-corner ride and all that stuff. Riven, R-I-V-N, being named the R1T. The R1T was Motor Trend Truck of the Year. That is going to be not just a boost today. That's going to be people going, wow, 3 months, 6 months from now, what's the best truck last year? Oh, I need to go look at this one now because it's the Motor Trend Truck of the Year. So we got a lot of good ones for tomorrow. PANW and Airbnb were the two that were the ones getting added to the NASDAQ 100. But we had a lot of great ones come up in here. Did I hit some buttons in there? I must have. Okay. We had a lot of great ones come up in here today. So, guys, if you can make it, I understand some of you can't. You work, you got commitments. I get all that. I mean, that's good. If you can, make the time for it, right? Make the time for it. The way Patricia had asked, how do we get in there, right? We're working on a page, Patricia, that's going to have the actual link into it, right? Or something like that. But right now, if you go over to our members area, or not members area, but anywhere on wealthbuildershq.com right now. Let's see. And at the bottom of the page is our YouTube channel, you'll see the join us. Yeah, I'm going to move it over. Thanks. So you move down to the bottom of the page. You've got, so any page. So it's on almost every page that we have, right? But you got to go to the bottom. By the way, hopefully y'all are supporting some charities with the monies that you're making, particularly this time of year, right? So here's YouTube. Go over to YouTube. And you can search on YouTube for upcoming events. Now, right now, you saw that we're live now, right? If you come to our page, you'll see it. If not, if you search for wealthbuildershq.com or Wealth Builders HQ, you'll find it on there, Patricia. So you can get it that way. We're trying to actually get it where we can house it on a page and you just click a link and it will take you right to that waiting page. It's in the process now and we're closed down next week. So we're probably not getting that done before then, right? But we are pushing forward on it. So I hope that helps. Exactly. Well, some of them are old pop stocks, Lululemon, Costco. Couldn't think of the other one in there. Yeah, closet full of Lulu. My kids like them. They shop there. Yeah. Listen, that's the way to do it, folks. My kids are a little bit older, 23 and 24 and 27. Wow, God, I'm getting old. But find that teenager and the store they're spending money in. Are their friends spending money in there? That's the places to look. Seems like kids got more money than their parents these days. I don't get it, but when I was a kid, I had to ask my mother for 7 extra cents so I could buy a chocolate milk at school. True story. 7 cents. And it wasn't, here's $10. It was, here's 7 pennies, right? It was a good day if you got a nickel, but all right. So let's go ahead and keep going here. Bitcoin boom. It was supposed to say Bitcoin boom or bust. My bad. I didn't confirm it. So guys, what's going on with Bitcoin? I mean, when you look at it, bottom line, right? Actually, let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. BTC, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Let's go look at it daily. All right. So we got a daily chart on Bitcoin. You can see the move that it's made, right? What a great double top pattern, right? This top, this one here, that's kind of a double-headed monster on the right shoulder there, right? We've got higher lows setting up. As long as these lows maintain, we're okay. But listen, right now, the market is a little bit of turmoil with this Omni crap that's going on right now, right? And I still think we blow it up. I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm not saying it's not going to hurt some people. I'm not saying there are not going to be issues from it. Delta is still, the New York governor just came out, 99% of our cases are still coming from Delta variant. There is talk about those that are not, they've got some resistance to Delta, are being less resistant to the Omni one. People that had Delta are now getting the Omni still. And there's all kinds of speculation. Whose rules does it come from? And, in other words, how are they doing their testing and all of that stuff? But bottom line is, it is all about, if you know what the words clickbait are, right? If you don't, go to yahoo.com, hit enter, and scroll down on the page, and you're going to see all these things. Kim Kardashian was surprised those words came out of her own mouth. And you, oh my God, what did she say? And you click on the link, and it's an advertisement for something. Or you get all this page that comes up with a short story that it has a picture of her and her name, but probably has nothing to do with what the article title said. But there's all these ads on that page that they hope you click on those ads, right? It's clickbait. You kind of get down a rabbit hole. You click on something and it just keeps taking you and taking you and taking you further and further down the hole, right? Well, that's what these stories are meant to do. It's sensationalism. I mean, when I first started teaching stock market education strategies back in 2000, the company I was teaching for, I would talk about sensationalism, but it wasn't what it is today. You could watch a news announcement of, God forbid, but an airplane crash, right? Today, Boeing, if it was their plane, if it was an American Airlines plane, whomever it is, whatever it was, and instantly you would see that stock go crashing down. When I first started, 2 hours later, you might see that stock get affected. All of a sudden, somebody goes, holy Christmas, guess what just happened? This crash just took place, or this just happened. Stock takes off, stock drops off, but not the way it does today, where it's so instantaneous and in many cases an overreaction to what it really should be. The news is that fast and that fierce of how it comes across. Well, Bitcoin right now, I still believe there's a lot of opportunity for the value of Bitcoin, of certain cryptos. For me, it's Bitcoin and it's Ethereum. That's it, right? I have a very tiny amount of another coin, but it's very highly speculative. I don't know if it'll ever go anywhere, but it's more of that high risk play for me. I don't care if I lose the cash in it. It was a very small amount. It was more of a test to see something going on with it. It hasn't produced. Again, I'm not too concerned with it. My biggest investments are Bitcoin and Ethereum when it comes to cryptos. I think we're getting better and better with some of the ETFs they're talking about bringing out, where they actually hold the Bitcoin and or the crypto in there, and not just a futures like BITO is, BITO, which is just futures contracts on Bitcoin, right? So I like some of the new ones coming out. But are we going to take off? Are we going to drop? The answer is yes. I see as a long-term picture, we've got a big growth in Bitcoin because they're still the number one coin. They're it. Are they going to be the one we base our financial systems off in the future? Absolutely not. There's only so many coins that can be mined, that Bitcoin, then it's done. It's a first generation coin. It is the first generation coin, right? But you do have other companies out there like Ethereum and other ones like that that are coming to fruition that are second and third gen coins and maybe even beyond. I don't stay on top of the crypto industry that heavily, but I like Ethereum. I like what I see about it. I like what it does. You know, look at the growth it's had in the last year. Bitcoin, look at the growth it's had in the last year. Look at what's happened from the from COVID, right? The start of COVID. And we've seen some great gains in it. Is it going to bust? Is it going to burst? Yes. But you've got to go into it looking at it as, is this an investment or am I a trader in it? If you're a trader in it, you're trading one of the most highly speculative markets. I mean, look, the other morning I woke up, I did a market mornings with Robert Roy, and Bitcoin's down $5,000. Your coin goes from $52,000 to $47,000 overnight, and you lost $5,000 on every coin you own. For some of you, you're going to be devastated, right? So it may not be for the faint of heart if you're looking to trade it. If you're looking at it as an investment, then you're not worried as much about the pullbacks. I want pullbacks. Give me more. I don't want it to stop here. Get me further down. Right now, let's see, we're at 47. I'd like to see it about 40, 41. Right? If we can get down there, man, now we got an opportunity. There's another buying opportunity there to add to. And I did move cash into the account, preparing for the pullbacks. I've got it in my brokerage account. I've got it in my Robinhood account, which is where I'm trading my crypto in. It's just much easier than Coinbase. Coinbase, I think, ripped me off when we sold some a while back. But so is it going to bust? Is it going to boom? It is. The question is, are you looking at it long-term or short-term? Short-term trade, pattern trade, the day trade the patterns. If you're looking at it longer term, then look for a pullback to a key level and a bounce. And that's when you want to look at a potential entry on a Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of them. You began trading in 97. You took your first course in Seattle and began teaching in 2000. Wow. Yes, Jonathan, that's exactly it. And they'd wanted me to start teaching. It was 99 when I started teaching, but they'd wanted me it was the end of it. They wanted me to start teaching sooner. I wouldn't. I didn't want to. And then I left that company. They kind of went the way of the dodo bird. I left that company. I started trading on my own again. Just that's all I was doing at that point. A friend of mine started another company. I went to teach for him. I was there with Ryan Litchfield and Dale Zamzo and Tony Benson and Amelia. We were all at the same company. Amy was there. Joan was there. I mean, there were a lot of us that were there, and I was there for a very long time until they decided that they were not going to be offering classes any longer. And that's when a friend of mine pushed me, saying, "You're stupid if you don't start something on your own," because I was going to quit, guys. I was done. I was tired of the travel on the road. I was out, 30 weeks a year. I was on the road traveling. It was only 3 days. I'd leave on a Monday. We teach Tuesday and Wednesday. I'd be on a plane Wednesday night. I only went. Here was my circle. Here's New York. I'd go to Florida. I'd go, wouldn't go to Denver. Denver was too far for me. I'd go to Texas. Wouldn't go to Denver, was too far. And I'd go to Boston. That was it. After that, I'm done. Right? Not sending me to the West Coast. We got people that live there. It was too far of a flight. Why, if I got to teach the same 2 days, why do I need to do it in California when I could do it in New York and sleep in my own bed, or do it in New Jersey, or do it in Connecticut, or in Chicago, or something like that? And then we started Wealth Builders from there. So, and it's just been a great ride, guys. This is not where I would have thought my life landed at all. I was talking about this yesterday. We went out with my cousins for brunch, my wife and I, and we were talking about, where our lives have taken us and what we've seen happen. And this was not where I had planned to be today at all, right? Not, and if you go back, I was running a manufacturing company, man. I was crushing it. I was really good at what I did, and I was good at fixing broken companies, and that's where I was headed. But so those of you that are saying, "Well, I'm starting to learn how to trade, and maybe it goes somewhere someday," If you put your mind to it, folks, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, you surely can achieve. But not if you don't believe you can do it. You got to believe it. Bitcoin. Oh yeah, Jonathan, I've been to Ohio. I've been all over like that. Great story. Thanks. Appreciate it. Ryan's stuff over the weekend was fabulous. Yeah. So what Will is talking about is we have a training, it's our highest level group of students, which is called our inner circle. You can't just say, "Oh, can I join?" It doesn't work that way. You've got to actually go through an application process before you can. And then we'll make the determination whether or not the person is ready. It's good for them, good fit for them, and a good fit for us. We've got an amazing group of students there that we do not want to mess any of that up. So we don't just say, "Here, you could subscribe." It doesn't work that way for that. Oh, we have other tools. Yes. You want to get in power option plays or cover? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, join. No problem. This is too high of a level. Well, Ryan Litchfield came in over the weekend, Friday and Saturday, taught 4 hours each day. We can't do 8 hours in a day. It's too long online. Live on location, yes, but not online. And he taught over the weekend and blew me away. I mean, when we were done, my wife said, "Oh, can you do this?" I'm like, "No, I'm just spent. I am so exhausted after 4 hours of training today. I'm done." I mean, I learned a ton from Ryan. So yeah, it really was a good trade, Will. Really was. All right. Let's see. Make sure I didn't know. I didn't know that I didn't miss anything. Where the heck's my mouse? All right. So I hope that helps. All right. So guys, let's go take a look at what's going on today. Let's get rid of that. That's good. Bitcoin does not have options. I know that, TradeStation, but thank you for letting me know. All right, sorry, trying to get used to a new mouse here. All right. So we started off this morning in pre-market. We were up on the S&P 500, the ES, the futures, not on the S&P, on the futures, the ES. We were up. Okay. We opened, we had already had a pullback on the close. We had a huge push down, and then it has just been this cascading downfall ever since. A little bit of a pop now, but I'm not too worried about that. It's still lunch, right? Right now, what we're dealing with. So if we look at the SPX, get rid of this. Come on, just uncheck it, make it easier. All right, so look what's going on with it, guys. We opened slightly lower today. We stretched all the way down to the 47.62.65 level, which is our Fibit. Okay, which is our Fibit. Okay, and we bounced a little bit off of there. Now we've been there. You can't count here. Let me get across here. You can't count this day as we broke through. But so this was on the 7th. On the 8th, we came back and retested. That was Wednesday. Thursday, we closed right near there. Friday, we bounced off of it to close up there. And then today, we're right back at it on the low again, right? So that 46.72.65 level is extremely powerful. You want to make sure that you respect that level. When we've been there 4 of the last 4 days, we've been to that level. Whether we bounced off it, closed near it, that level has played an importance in our trades on all 4 of those days, okay? So we're holding, and we're holding in bullish right now. The question we've got to ask and answer is, well, I'm going to ask it. Don't bother typing it in, okay? Don't type an answer in for it. It'll just mess my screen up too much with all the answers. Actually, you know what? No, do it. Do it. That's okay. That's okay. Barry, I'll come back to your point of Bitcoin in a moment. I just didn't want to lose Barry's comment there. So what is my, when you're looking at this right now, what's the things that go through your head? What, I'm trying not to give it away. What do you see? Is there a concern? Is there a plus, something that excites you, that scares you? What do you see as you're analyzing this? What is your thought? Do it. Type it in. 30 seconds, go. So, Barry made a comment in there of 27.4 million Bitcoin or dollars traded in one day, according to Yahoo. That wasn't all cryptos. That was just Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't know if it was Bitcoins or dollars traded. Probably not Bitcoin itself, because I don't think there are that many, but I'm not 100% sure. So there, okay. I like the way Jeff said it. Good. Okay, Jeff. I like that. Where, Jonathan? Okay, Blade. Yeah, good point, Blade. All right. All right, so a lot of different comments in there. Not as many as I'd hope to get. And guys, listen, make the mistakes here. Who cares? If you make a mistake, you type something in that's incorrect, then what are you worried? Someone on the internet may laugh at you? Who gives a crap? The best way you're going to learn is to do it. The hit the enter functionality, this is hitting enter. By you answering the question, it's hitting enter, right? And I'll call some of the answers out as we go through. Jeff said position 3 in the chair, right? So Jeff's here, right? Position 1 is back here. Position 2 is sitting up straight. Position 3 is lean forward to place the trade. So Jeff's like, all right, I'm focused on it because we're in a key level right now, all right, which is good. Ping pong came back, right? We played ping pong between the fib lines. Yep. Alan said potential confluence with the 5th day. It's possible with that 8 moving average, Alan. We'd like to get a little higher, but it's very possible. Helen said triple top. 1, 2, 3. Right? Interesting there. Jonathan said it's going to break out. All right. Possible head and shoulders by Blade. Here is the head. Wick. Left shoulder, right shoulder. All right. Let's see what else. Brendan said, where is the stock in regards to support and resistance and the fib lines? Well, this is the fib, right, Brenda? On the SP axis, S&P 500. This is the fib itself, okay? Right now, we're sitting at the 118 or close to that 118. Compression pattern, all right, and a wedge. Okay, well, we got lower tops coming in there. Jim said, prices above the moving average, bullish moving average consolidation, sideways, blue line at top resistance at the movement, which is that 47.1850. Confluence, see a little blue zone there, of 47.2256, right, which is part of our ABC pattern in there. And actually, so that zone is just an area of strength. And we've had serious problems breaking through 1 time, 2 times, and now 3 times in there. All right. Let's see. Boy, a lot of new ones coming in. Bracketed by fib extensions, double wall at the 47.30. Yep. So the blue line, hopefully I got it, Jonathan. 47.1850 is the blue horizontal line. The all-time highs is this line here, 47.4383. Johnson said, why didn't you begin the fib extensions from the white candle below the one you used? Well, I began the extensions here because that's where the fib started from, Jonathan. So the way that we use the extensions for this process is we use them from where the fib started to where the fib ended, right? The bigger question would have been, why didn't I start the fib from back there? And that's because we had a new V bottom take place here, down into here. That's the reason we started them there, right? So as you're looking at S&P 500 right now, my fear is this. We put in a recent high, all-time high on the S&P 500. If we fail here, are we now setting up for that next leg down? See, that's the key right there, is always setting it up for that next push to the downside. We've got Omicron. I'll just say Omicron. I like it better. We got Omicron right now as something to be concerned with. The Fed has come out and said that they're going to start easing. There's a 60 some odd percent chance in May, 70 some odd percent chance in June. And when I say they're going to raise interest rates, rather, right, in May or June. You've got a lot of political turmoil right now with what's going on with the spending bills and all of that stuff. We can't get it through Congress. We can't get this. We can't get that. The president has both parts of the government, and they can't get things passed. And I'm not saying they should or shouldn't. You decide whether you think it's right for you or not. I'm going to vote the way I need to. You vote the way you need to. Right? I just know for me, when I look at that the president's not getting it through, when you see polls that are 38%, and I'm not comparing him to anybody else, guys. There's been ones better and worse than him. But we're worried about or talking about what's going on now. All of these things are cumulative. The market wants to go up, but there's enough things pushing it that cause pullbacks like this that took place in here. And it's painful when you're on the wrong side of that trade. Very painful when you're on the wrong side of it when you get that kind of move. Obstruction doesn't help. Yeah, there's a lot of obstacles. Exactly. There's a ton of obstacles out there. Right? So Jonathan, I hope that helped with about the fib lines, right? So when we look at what's going on with this right here, that's enough for me to say, all right, I need to trade cautiously, which means pulling back, focusing very heavily from a position number one in the chair of looking at that chart and looking at the S&P and going, I'm just going to get a little closer to the mic so in case you can't hear me. So I'm looking at the chart going, all right, I see the Fibit there, which is the black line, right? I see that and, okay, what are we doing? Well, you've got the 8. Here's the Fibit, the black line. The 8 is right here. If that 8 presses up to it, which is what looks like we're looking to have happen, that I think is the test. If we pull that 8 near that Fibit and we can bounce, great. Then the confluence held and we get the bounce up. But it's not just the bounce. You get off of that Fibit, you've got a 100-point level in there, the dot dash line. You ready for it? I'm going to show you on my screen over here. I'm going to touch, right? Like you could see me, right? So this red dot dash line here, that's the 100-point level. Then you have the confluence of the ABC and the 0 line. And then you've got the all-time high, not to mention what I do. Not control function. Okay. Above that, you've got 47.71 and 4,800. We've got to get above the 47.43.83. We've got to get above that level. Right? So that's the key. We've got to get above that level. Even with a wick, for us to maintain this upside, if we start to fail like we are now, and we break through that 8 and we break through the 21, we're going to look to test that lower low again, right? And if we do it this way, if we grab an ABC, we go from this high to this low to this high, we're looking at a move. If we break the 8 to 21 level, and ironically, the 236 extension is right there, right at the 8 moving average. But if we break, we're looking at a move of 44.65. So that's where the next downside. That's 100%. That's the move that we had from A to B. It's the same move we would look for from C down to this level, which is D. Okay. All right. Which moving averages am I using? All right. Let's see if I get it right. So Lakshamna, did I say it right? Lakshamna. All right. Hopefully I did. If not, I apologize. Yes, I did. Okay. Thank you. I use the 8, 21, and 55. So the 8 is pink. It's exponential. The 21 is green. It's exponential. The 55 is brown. It's exponential. I use a 5. There's a faint blue line on there. And actually, I know it may be a little hard to see depending on the size of your screen, but all my moving averages are right up here at the top. And they're all exponential. 55 is, everything up to 55 is exponential. Once you get over that line of 56, no exponential any longer. They all become simple then for me at that point, right? So All right. Let me know what stocks you want to look at. I'm going to go to position number 3 in the chair. I did my hard job. So you tell me what stocks you want to look at. What candidates? Take a wild guess what Brenda put in. QQQ. Oh, I'm glad you put that in there. Vani, I love it. All right, let's start off with the Qs. Sorry, guys. I don't normally check any of this, but I'm just dealing with some stuff with mom right now, and we just got to make sure. All right, what do you want to look at, guys? Type the symbols in. Come on now. Because when the symbols are done, I'm done. QQQ is what we're looking at for Brenda. So Brenda, very similar pattern like we talked about on the S&P where we're holding at that Fibit level. The 8 moving average is right up there, though. The 21 just below that. Notice we've come down and tagged that green line, the 21 moving average, twice in there, right? So I love that we've come back and pulled back to that level. Big fan of it. The question is, are we going to break up to the upside again? Once again, there's that left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? If we break through that 821 on a close, you're going to see a lot of fear from traders out there. With our next stopping point, we'll be in a neutral bias, but our next stopping point at 389.03, right, would be the next stopping point. From there, it's 381.5, which is a big move, realize it or not. So, Brendan, if we can get the bounce, 400 is our resistance level. We've been there twice in the last 4 days, right? And 2 times, yet Friday and today. Good start of the move to the upside, without a doubt, right? For sure. So I like the Qs if we can hold, right? If we break, then not much we can do. So, all right, let's see. So we've got Tesla. Vani is asking for Tesla. Okay. Let's go a little bit less time. Time, everywhere. It's time. All right. So, Tesla. Who was it? Elon Musk voted Person of the Year. I saw it come across CNBC today. I always have CNBC on in the office at home, just running in the background. You're always going to catch a news story that comes across, because to get out of my office, my desk, the door of my office is right over here, of my main office. Where I'm sitting right now, the exit is on this side here too, right? I have 2 monitors on this desk here. Those are non-trading monitors. I turn 90 degrees and my laptop is here. I turn to the desk behind me, which angled in the corner are my 6 monitors that I work off of. So I'm working here. My television is over there. So I keep it on most of the day with volume. Sometimes volume is on. If I'm teaching, it's not. But if I'm not teaching, the volume's on. And I keep it over there, and I'll hear something that says FedEx. I go, what? FedEx? What? Type in FedEx, get a quick look, and make a decision. But to get out of the office, I've got to walk this way to go around my desk. The exit is over there. So I'm constantly walking past the TV. And, the dogs need to be taken care of. The package police, the dogs, are barking like crazy, right? Today, multiple times with holidays now. So hearing that Tesla, Elon Musk got picked as Person of the Year, good for him. I think he's a good CEO. But Tesla has not held up well. They maintained a neutral bias for a while now. They've been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. It's been a neutral bias. Today we got the break. We're down now about 54 points on Tesla. Now I like that. So what I'm looking at is I would want to get a retest of that 1,000-point level and a failure. And I'm looking at that 946 as our next stopping point. Now, it may never come back and test. That would be directional trade, whether it's day trade or swing trade, that would be directional trade. If I am looking at a credit spread, I'll be looking at something above that 1,000. Ideally, if I can get above the 1016, would be the credit spread, the bear call that I'm looking for. Just give me the close here below the 55, that brown line. The 8's already below the 21. The pink is down below green. And we're certainly setting up on the right path. All right, so I hope that one helps. A couple of people are asking for FedEx. Let's see. All right, so they got earnings coming out shortly. Got to confirm them. Can anybody give me a confirmation? 12/16 earnings on FedEx. Those of you that have TOS, you get real quick access to it. You're welcome, Brenda. Let me bring it down a little bit so I can see all the comments. FedEx this week. Okay, good. All right, so let's keep going. FedEx earnings are going to play a big part of it. That means I'm doing nothing more than day trades, whether I'm doing a credit spread or I'm doing a directional trade, calls or puts. It's for the day only. I'm not holding anything overnight on this. Just I don't want to have the issues with the earnings coming out. Now, the first thing I see is our bias was, as of today, bullish. You know, yesterday's close, Friday's close. Today we pulled down below, and our moving averages are so tight, there's really no moving, right? So we're not averaging anything now. It's just whipsaw up and down. But we are down below the 21 right now. If we maintain that, we're looking bearish at this point. With that 236.5 is our downside. Now, earnings, where we are with our moving averages in the middle of the two fib lines, certainly not playing ping pong on this one, right, between the two fib lines. You know, you don't have a lot of room. 36.5 to 41.5, about $5. You can make money on $5, but a little caution, but that's where I see it going is there. And then ACN. All right, so ACN, 372, 387, 15 points. We don't need a fib it. We're good to go. So this is called the zero line breakout on ACN, right? We broke out of the zero. We are more than halfway through to the negative 272. So we just apply to 116 there. We'd be there. So for me, I don't trade the breakout. I won't trade it from here this way. Give me the pullback to the 372 and a bounce. And I'm going to add in here a negative 136 fib line. That would be my target, which would be 39.75. Right? Now, had you caught it yesterday, Friday, maybe. I don't take those breakouts, though, because for me, the zero line breakout, and here's what I'll do. Folks, if you're not trading this setup, you're making a mistake, okay, in my opinion. So I did a training. It's right here on YouTube. I did a training on, I say right here, many of you here on Zoom. I did a training. It's on YouTube. Sean, can you put that in the description? Sean just gave me a thumbs up. If you go down in the description of this video later on, if you can't find it on your own, it's how do we go about and trade the zero line breakout trade. It's about 10 minutes long, and it'll give you the details behind the strategy. You'll get a good understanding of exactly how it works. All right. So you want to know that. If you did know that, you would know that we don't take this kind of breakout. We want the pullback and the bounce, right? And we're looking for exactly that to happen. Give me the pullback to that 372 and the bounce, and then I'll take the trade. But it's already hit that level, Rob. Yes, but it's not a level that we can predict as highly as we can if it pulls back first. So although it may work, it doesn't mean it's going to work for me, right? So I hope those helped. A couple of you are asking on FedEx and NVIDIA. Google, which is Roman. Hey, Roman. So Google, yuck, huh? They pulled right back to the 29.41 and just kept going. So right now, if we close where we are right now, we're in a bullish neutral bias. I want to get back up above the 236 fib line before considering any kind of entry at that point. But there's nothing about it right now that's exciting to me. If you haven't taken a trade, and I wouldn't have, on Google, there's really nothing here that jumps out at me. So wait for the break of the 29.41 level, Roman, the retest and the bounce for bullish. Now, if we break through the 2,900, you can play ping pong between the 2,900 and the 2,900 and 28.60. So you got 40 points in there on Google, which is a nice move. Let me know if that helps. Jim said, Home Depot, please. Sure. All right. Come on. Where's the mouse? Oh, boy. There we go. Finally. All right, Home Depot. I like Home Depot a lot as a place to go and visit. I seem to be there 3 or 4 times a week. We broke the 8 today, right, on Home Depot. So this is Jim, I think, right? Yeah. So we broke the 8 today on Home Depot, Jim. Intraday. We don't know if it's staying here or not. But right now, with where it's at, bullish neutral bias, if this was our closing basis, we've got our fib line, the 236, as support, but I wouldn't be trading it bearish. I needed to get back above the 0 line first and then look for the push to the upside. Let's see. So we got 1630, so 14. 16 points. All right, so we don't need a fib it in there, but we would for the 0 line breakout. So give me the breakout, the retest of 16.5. We're looking at 1630 as our next target, right? And then Jim also asked for Mr. Softy. You can see some of you running this Mr. Softy song through your head, right? I go back to Eddie Murphy comedy special where he was talking about the ice cream man, and you hear the bells ringing, and all of a sudden the little boy, ice cream, and they go running outside, and there's the ice cream truck driver going, looking in the rearview mirror. Oh, he's running. Yeah, let's go faster. Come on, yeah, ice cream. I felt they did that to us all the time. So on Microsoft, same thing, Jim. Pull back to the 338.79. And we're looking at 354.71. We got enough room there. 38.39, 49, 53. We need to fib it. We need to fib it. Play a fib it. You need to put in the negative 136. Right? But see, now here's the difference, Jim. We've been down to the 0 line, to that midpoint already. We've broken and got up there and failed. Right? Well, now we pushed up. If we can retest, I don't need to wait any longer. The retest and the bounce gives me my move from there. Right? So I hope that one helps. Jonathan said, if you were going to do a day trade iron condor with SPX, would you use the fibs to choose your short strikes? Brandon uses this now on SPX, and he does day trades on them 3 days a week, right? He's day trading these. He may use fibs as part of his analysis, but he's very strongly working on his zones. And even to the point here, guys, I mean, let's see. I got a couple on here from today. Let's see. Brandon's been an active guy today. There are 2 bear call spreads available. More aggressive one, which is 70 cents with a 65% probability of profit. And the other one, which is less aggressive, 30% with 73% probability of profit. And those were both bear call. On bull put, aggressive with a 68% probability of profit and 50 cents. Wow, that's it. But so Brandon trades them off of his probability of profits. So I would, and I don't trade SPX, day trade them on my own. Brandon's the one that I learned a big part of that strategy from. He called it the rubber ducky, right? Or the ZLB, 0 line breakout. No, it wasn't ZLB. That's me. Z0DT, days till expiration, right? Trade. So I would definitely follow along with his signals. He's not using fibs as a primary in there. So, hope that helps, Jonathan. Facebook is next. All right, overall bearish bias, get me down below the moving average to 327 and jingle, and you're looking at 317 as your first target. To the downside, I like the lower highs, the lower lows. I like very much. All right. Thanks, Jim. 1216 was the earnings for FedEx. Good. ACN has earnings as well this week. Thank you for that. You're welcome, Roman. Sean, did you see Barry's comment?
I did.
All right, we'll take a look at that, Barry. Thank you. Ooh. Jonathan said, so each day you throw up fibs. I do put fibs on everything I do, yes. So I'll pull my intraday charts up, but I am more of a person that takes the end of day level and transfers those over to my 5-minute charts. And from that, I use those levels. That doesn't stop me from drawing intraday fibs looking for confluences. Zero day. Yep, there you go, Amelia. Thank you for that. You're welcome, Jim. I know you didn't, Jonathan, but if I can't have fun with it, what good is it, right? At all. So excellent. If I missed your comment, guys, or your candidate, drop it in there. I don't think I did, but just in case, drop it in there. I'd be more than happy to add it to our repertoire. But bottom line, guys, bottom line, listen. Bottom line is this. You got to come up with candidates that fit your risk profile. You have to come up with trade setups that work. When I first started as a brand new trader, the hardest thing for me to do was build a system. It's the hardest thing to do, which became the very first thing that I decided to do when I started to trade, is how do I develop a system? And those of you that know me, I mean, know me, not, hey, I see you once in a while on YouTube or here on Zoom, and I've known you for a couple of years through trading and teaching type stuff. I'm talking about those that, a lot of that are in inner circle, mastermind group. Goodness gracious, those that are in Covered Call Explorer that have been there forever, like Jeff and so forth. I've known Jeff for a decade now, right? They know that when I do something, I don't just try it, I do it. Right? When I did my moving average crossover test, I tested 4.5+ million days of trading, right? Over a host of stocks. It was a couple hundred stocks over a couple hundred days to come up with my answers of what's the best moving average crossovers type thing, right? And so when I do things, I never just kind of do them a little bit, right? Here's what I'm going to do. Clarice, do me a favor, please. Amelia, you still in here? I think, right? Because you're probably going to get some questions. Rules are the very much similar, Blade, on fibs. I made some adjustments to them. Clarice, can you go ahead and grab a link to Monster Market Movers?
Boss man.
Wow, you the bomb, Clarice. You the bomb. Good. I appreciate that. Guys, listen, what is it, the 15th, Sean? Wednesday? 15th. The 15th, this Wednesday, I'm teaching Monster Market Movers. If you're not a student in Monster Market Movers now, you can always get the first one is always at $49. But here's a Christmas bonus for you, okay? I'm going to give you the Monster Market Movers for $49 for your first one. And after that, it goes at regular price if you keep it. And I'm going to promise you, I'm going to guarantee you, it's not even a promise, it's a guarantee. If you take the entire 2-hour training and come back and say, nope, didn't like it, don't like what I got out of it, absolutely not, I want my money back, no questions asked. We'll give you the 30-day access to the material, the information. You can keep the manual, all of it. That's how confident I am. And this will be the beginning building blocks for many of you into your strategies, your systems. And this month, I'll let the cat out of the bag, which I never do. This month, our pattern of the month, which we do every month, a new pattern, is channeling options. And the title is Channeling Options Done Rob's Way. Channels like you've never seen channels before. If you don't know how I do them, you've never seen them before. You just haven't. All the rules, all the details, all laid out in there. Not to mention candidates up the wazoo, right? So all you'll have to do is send an email to support and say, hey, I did the trial that Rob said. I wasn't happy with it. Can I have a refund? Absolutely no questions asked. And you still keep it for the 30 days. So someone's like, Rob, wait, I could just do that and just get my money back. You could. And if that's who you are, then that's cool. I'm good with it. That's okay. I know how I am. If I'm doing it because I want to do it. Please don't do this if you have no intention of watching it. You're wasting your money, right? Don't bother. But go ahead and click on that link and you're quite welcome. Blade, you're quite welcome. Listen, guys, that's how confident I am in Monster Market Movers. I'm doing it now for almost a decade. It's all the work that I do for myself, which is for the next month. I've already done it now. I have all my candidates. I already started looking through them this morning like a kid in a candy shop. I'm going through all the fib candidates looking for the zero line breakouts. Go, oh, I like this one. Oh, wow. I've got a dozen candidates on there that are phenomenal zero line breakouts right now for today. Yep. So All right, with that, I think our time here is done. So, ladies and gentlemen, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. We'll leave the room open for a couple of minutes. You can grab all the links that Clarice dropped in there. Happy trading to you as well. And I will see all of you at our next update. All right, take care, folks.